Well, y'all, it's Mr. Downtown Ray Mel, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Thursday, July 23rd, 2020, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Paris Hilton discussed her upcoming documentary, This is Paris, on Jimmy Kimmel Live, which was hosted by comedian Nikki Glaser. This is Paris, which is set to be released on September 14th on Hilton's YouTube channel, will give an intimate look at the business mogul's life. Glaser asked Hilton on Tuesday how she felt about releasing the project, which contained a number of personal moments and revelations. Hilton says, I'm excited, but I'm also very nervous, given the topics discussed in this film. It's things that I have never talked about before, really personal and traumatic experiences. So to talk about that publicly is obviously very hard. Hilton said that making the documentary allowed her to be herself, calling the experience therapeutic. Hilton said, I learned so much about myself that I had no idea, why I am the way I am. And now I understand myself so much. Glaser is stepping in for Kimmel, who has taken the summer off to spend more time with his family. Anthony Anderson, Billy Eichner, and Sebastian Maniscalco will have also served as guest hosts. Andy Samberg discussed his love of weddings while appearing on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Samberg on Tuesday said that he loves going to weddings as they offer an open bar, free food, and dancing. The Brooklyn Nine-Nine star said during his comedic appearance, I feel like as an adult, there's not a lot of opportunities to dance. He continued, it's like the club for adults, after noting that at a certain age you shouldn't go to the club anymore. Samberg says you're almost being a jerk if you don't dance at a wedding. Samberg attends a wedding in his latest film, Palm Springs, which recently arrived on Hulu. The film follows Samberg and Christian Milioti as they keep reliving the same day at a Palm Springs wedding. Samberg also displayed his ASMR skills on The Tonight Show as he whispered into the microphone what was written on the back of a bag of dried mangoes. ITV has announced plans to air a special called Britain's Favorite Detective. Sheridan Smith will narrate the show, which will rank the greatest television sleuth of the past 50 years. The press release says, from the infamous Sherlock Holmes to Line of Duty's AC-12, from Belgian stalwart Hercule Poirot to the modern-day hero Luther to the formidable Jane Tennyson to the unwitting crime buster Miss Marple, these legendary characters have kept us all on the edge of seats as they attempt to catch some of the most devilish of villains. No air date has been set yet. Joe Mace, the ITV's commissioning editor of entertainment, says, crime dramas have played a huge part in our TV viewing, producing the most iconic and best-loved television characters. Britain's Favorite Detectives celebrates these TV legends and gives viewers the chance to relive some of the best TV moments of the last 5 decades. Wendy Williams announced on Twitter that her daytime talk show will return for season 12 on September 21st and will be presented from inside her studio. Williams tweeted on Tuesday, I can't wait to get back to all of y'all and to my amazing staff and crew. I'm so excited to bring you silly, funny, glamour, and hopefully brighten your day during these crazy times that we're all living in, even if it's just for 1 hour. To continue, I miss you and can't wait to get back in my purple chair and show you what we do to the set. I love you for watching. Williams started producing new episodes of The Wendy Williams Show from her home in March due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The 56-year-old took some time off in May as she dealt with symptoms related to her Graves' disease. No studio audience will be present during production of the new season. New episodes will begin airing daily, starting on September 21st. Hilary Duff says she still has high hopes for the Lizzie McGuire reboot to happen. The 32-year-old actress gave an update on the future of the revival in an interview with E! News published Tuesday. Duff played the title character in Lizzie McGuire, which aired on the Disney Channel from 2001 to 2004. She was attached to a reboot at Disney Plus announced last year, which was put on hold in January after Terry Minsky, the original series creator, exited the project. Duff said Tuesday the conversations about the reboot are very much still happening. The Star said, we are very much still in conversation with them a couple of times a week, which is really nice. We started shooting, and then obviously that got a hold of a couple of different reasons not involving the pandemic. But you know what? I have high hopes that we are going to make it work. Dove says that she feels, quote, a responsibility to honor Lizzie as a character and the show's fan base. The actress said, we kind of put her on pause and had to go back to the drawing board, but I feel optimistic that it will happen. She added, a lot of writing is happening. We're being told to have patience, which is good, so I feel optimistic. In an Instagram post in February, Dove suggested the Lizzie McGuire revival move to Disney Plus, to Hulu, to allow the show to explore more adult themes. She says, I'll be doing a disservice to everyone by limiting the realities of a 30-year-old's journey to live under the ceiling of a PG rating. It's important to me and that just as her experiences as a preteen teenager navigate life were authentic, her next chapters are equally as real and relatable. Duff and several other Lizzie McGuire stars, including Jake Thomas, Lelaine, and Adam Lambert, reunited in May for a virtual table read of the season 1 episode Between a Rock and a Bra Place. HBO announced on Wednesday that its upcoming limited series, The Third Day, starring Jude Law and Naomi Harris, will premiere on September 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Third Day, from creators Felix Barrett and Dennis Kelly, will have 6 episodes that are divided into 2 segments known as Summer and Winter. Law stars as Sam in Summer, which takes place over the first 3 episodes. Sam discovers a mysterious island off the British coast where he encounters a group of islanders who are set on preserving their traditions. Sam is unable to leave and undergoes the secretive rituals of the island's inhabitants, which allows him to grapple with experiences of loss and trauma hidden in his past. Sam's quest to know the truth that leads the islanders to revealing a shocking secret. Harris stars as Helen in Winter, which takes place over the latter 3 episodes. Helen is an outsider who visits the island seeking answers. Her arrival causes a battle to take place that will decide the island's fate as the lines between fantasy and fact become blurred. Summer is written by Kelly and directed by Mark Munson. Winter is directed by Kit DeWall, Dennis Olafin, and Kelly, and directed by Philippa Lautroff. Catherine Waterston, Emily Watson, and Patty Considine also star. The Third Day will be available to stream on HBO Max. Disney released on Wednesday 2 new sneak peeks at their upcoming anthology docuseries Marvel's 616, which explores the company's comic book history. Each episode of Marvel 616 will be helmed by a different director and will tackle a different topic. Episode 2, titled Higher, Further, Faster, will focus on the trailblazing women of Marvel Comics and how they were able to tell stories of representation and inclusion. The creation of character Kamala Khan, an American Muslim who becomes the new Miss Marvel, is showcased in the sneak peek for the 2nd episode, which is directed by Gillian Jacobs. Khan is based on Sana Amanat, a VP at Marvel Entertainment. Amanat recruited Muslim comic book writer and novelist J. Willow Wilson to write the new Miss Marvel series. Wilson says in the clip about being surprised that Marvel was going ahead with Khan, I was pretty convinced that they were joking because I said there was no way that you can ram that past, Marvel Comics. And they said yes. How often does that happen? The 4th episode in the docuseries is titled Lost and Found. It's directed by Paul Scheer, who also stars. Scheer will be speaking with experts and fans about some of Marvel's most forgotten and bizarre characters. Scheer, in the sneak peek for the 4th episode, learns about how Black Panther was given a bigger presence in the comics and about obscure villain, the Wizard, who runs so fast that he can make little tornadoes. Marvel's 616 is coming to Disney Plus this fall. Hulu is developing a series based on author Curtis Steinfeld's alternative history book, Rodham, which follows former First Lady and Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton. Sarah Treem, the co-creator and showrunner of Showtime's The Affair, is writing and executive producing the series. Fox 21 Television Studios is producing with Treem, where Treem has an overall deal. Steinfeld and Warren Littlefield are executive producing. Rodham was published in May and reached the New York Times bestseller list. The novel imagines an alternative history where Hillary Clinton didn't marry her husband, former President Bill Clinton, and tells the story of an ambitious young woman developing her extraordinary mind. Hulu previously released the documentary series Hillary in March, which followed Hillary Clinton on her 2016 presidential campaign. Pitch Perfect and True Blood alum Anna Camp said in an Instagram post that she was recently sick for more than 3 weeks with the coronavirus. Although she has since tested negative, she said Tuesday that she still has lingering symptoms. Camp captured a photo of her in her car wearing a face mask with pink and white stripes and panda. I was incredibly safe. I wore a mask. I used hand sanitizer. One time when the world was starting to open up, I decided to forgo wearing my mask in public. One time, and I ended up getting it. I believe that it may have been because of that one time. People are saying it's like having the flu, but I've had the flu, and this is absolutely not that. The panic of contracting a virus that is basically untreatable and is so new that no one knows the long-term irreparable damages it does to your immune system is unbelievably stressful. The 37-year-old actress said her symptoms included loss of sense of smell and taste, dizziness, extreme fatigue, impacted sinuses, nausea, vomiting, and fever. She says, I'm lucky because I didn't die, but people are. Please wear your mask. It can happen anytime, and it can happen to anyone. Even that one time you feel safe, we can all make a difference wearing a mask and saving our lives. I don't want any of you guys to go through that. I did. Even though it's a little thing, it can have a huge impact, and it's so incredibly easy to do. She also thanked everyone who has been supporting her during this difficult time. Kim Kardashian is asking for compassion and empathy for her husband, rapper and fashion designer Kanye West, amid his struggle with bipolar disease or disorder. The 39-year-old television personality addressed West's struggle with the mental disorder, which can cause extreme and unusual mood shifts, Wednesday on Instagram stories in response to the stigma and misconceptions about mental health. Kardashian said West's struggle with bipolar disorder has been incredibly complicated and painful for his loved ones to exercise or understand. She said that she kept quiet about West's struggle until now, out of respect for the rapper's privacy and a desire to protect their children. Kardashian says, but today I feel like I should comment on it because of the stigma and misconceptions about mental health. Kardashian says her family and friends are largely powerless to intervene or force West to get help because he's an adult. She says people who are unaware or far removed from this experience can be judgmental and not understand that the individual themselves have to engage in the process of getting help no matter how hard family and friends try. Kardashian seems to reference West's behavior at his first presidential campaign rally, saying she understands West is subject to criticism as a public figure. She praised her husband as a brilliant but complicated person whose words sometimes do not align with his intentions. Kardashian says living with bipolar disorder does not diminish or invalidate his dreams and his incredible ideas, no matter how hard, unattainable they may feel to some. Kardashian says this is part of his genius, and as we have all witnessed, many of his big dreams have come true. Kardashian ended by asking for compassion and empathy from the media and the public. She says, thank you for those who have expressed concerns for Kanye's well-being and for your understanding. West wore a bulletproof vest at his campaign rally Sunday in South Carolina, where he criticized historic abolitionist Harriet Tubman and shared how he and Kardashian once contemplated aborting their daughter North. He implied in a since-deleted tweet Monday that Kardashian tried to have him committed to a mental health institution. West wrote, Kim was trying to fly to Wyoming with a doctor to lock me up like on the movies Get Out because I cried about saving my daughter's life yesterday. On Tuesday, West said he will release a new album, Donna, on Friday. The album is named after Wes's late mother, who died at the age of 58 in 2007. Orlando Bloom is paying tribute to his late dog Mighty with a new tattoo. The 43-year-old actor unveiled a tattoo in honor of Mighty, one of his dogs, with his fiancée, singer Katy Perry, Tuesday on Instagram while announcing the pup's death. Mighty, the brother of Bloom and Perry's dog Nugget, has been missing for several days. Bloom got Mighty's name and a heart with an ace spade tattoo over his heart. Bloom captioned the post, "Mighty's on the other side now after 7 days of searching from sunrise to sunset, and in the wee small hours today, the 7th day, the number of completion, we found his collar." He says, "I have wept more than this week than I have thought possible, which has been very cathartic and healing. I have no stone unturned, crawled through all the manholes, under the roads, searching for every backyard, and Creed, in bed, had 2 separate sniffer dogs do their best." Bloom says Mighty taught him that, quote, "love is eternal," and that, quote, "the true meaning of devotion." He says, I feel sure he would be looking down on me, whistling in every backyard and knowing that I was doing all I possibly could to respect that bond. It was a soul connection for us. I'm sorry, I love you." Perry confirmed the news in a post on her own account. She wrote, "We'll miss our little buddy boy, Nugget's brother, so much. Forever paw-shaped hole in our hearts. Hashtag RIP Mighty." Model Cara Delevingne and actors Jennifer Aniston and Cynthia Erivo were among those to send love to Bloom and Perry in the comments. Aniston wrote, "The tears won't stop. I'm so deeply sorry for my friend. I love you." Erivo said, "Oh no, gutted. Love to you." Bloom announced last week that Mighty was missing. He said in an emotional post Sunday that the experience was, quote, a walking nightmare. The actor wrote, "I don't recall a time in my life where I have been so broken wide open. The rawness I have felt over these past few days and sleepless nights at the idea of my little scared with me, unable to do anything to protect it, is a waking nightmare. I feel powerless, maybe like so many others who are losing loved ones or unable to see our loved ones because of the times." Bloom said in a 2017 interview with Nick Grisham on BBC Radio 1 that he got Mighty for Flynn, his 9-year-old son, with his ex-wife Miranda Kerr. Bloom and Perry got engaged in February 2019 and are expecting their first child together, a baby girl. The Chicks say Lady A's lawsuit over the name Lady A goes against the point of the band changing its name. The Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, weighed in on Lady A's lawsuit during Tuesday's episode of Watch What Happens Live. Lady A, formerly known as Lady Antebellum, changed its name in June to the word Antebellum's association with the pre-Civil War South. The change came in the wake of George Floyd's death and national conversation about racial injustice. Earlier this month, Lady A sued black blues singer Anita White, who has performed as Lady A for more than 20 years. The band Lady A cites a trademark for the name that they had since 2011. On Watch What Happens Live, the Chicks' Natalie Maines said she wasn't aware of the trademark. She says, "I think it's very awkward and uncomfortable to have this whole lawsuit. It's kind of going against the point of changing their name, unfortunately." When asked what they would do to someone who disagrees with the Chicks' own name change, Marty McGuire says, "We don't really care." The Chicks announced its name change in June. The country music trio explained the change on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert last week. Maine says, "Well, just because of everything that's going on in the world, it was about time. We had wanted to change it for a long time, actually." On Watch What Happens Live, the Chicks also discussed their 2016 performance with Beyonce at the CMA Awards. Maine says, "It was awesome. It was the greatest single professional week of my life." She added of Beyonce, "She's on another level." Megan Fox says her new boyfriend, Machine Gun Kelly, is her, quote, twin flame. The 34-year-old actress recalled her instant connection with Machine Gun Kelly in their first joint interview as a couple. Fox and Machine Gun Kelly appeared on Wednesday's episode of the Lala Kent and Randall Emmett's podcast, Give Them Lala with Randall. Fox and Kelly met on the set of the upcoming film Midnight in the Switchgrass, which Emmett directed. Fox signed on to the movie before Kelly said she expected something to happen once Kelly was cast. The actress recalled, I was like, who is going to play this role? And he was like, oh, well, we just got Machine Gun Kelly. And immediately I was like, uh-huh. She added, I just felt it like deep in my soul that something was going to come from that. So then we met on set. Kelly said he would wait outside on his trailer steps every day on set to catch one glimpse of eye contact with Fox. Fox said she knew right away that Kelly was her twin flame. She said, instead of a soulmate, a twin flame is actually where a soul has ascended into a high enough level that it can be split into two different bodies at the same time. So we're actually two halves of the same soul, I think. And I said that to him almost immediately because I felt it right away. Fox and Kelly confirmed dating rumors in June by holding hands and kissing during an outing in Los Angeles. Fox's estranged husband, actor Brian Austin Green, has confirmed his separation from Fox in May. On his podcast with Brian Austin Green addressed Fox's then rumored romance with Kelly. Green said, they're friends at this point. I trust their judgment. Rosario Dawson and Retta are teaming up to co-host history-driven podcast series that will feature untold stories of the women's suffrage movement. The series, titled And Nothing Less, The Untold Stories of Women's Fight for the Vote, was announced on Wednesday by the Women's Suffrage Centennial Commission, the National Park Service, and nonprofit media company PRX in honor of the centennial of the ratification of the 19th Amendment and women's right to vote. The organization also announced podcast series The Magic Sash, which will be hosted by gold medalist gymnast Ali Rashman. Both podcasts will premiere August 5th on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and across audio platforms where podcasts are found. New episodes will be released weekly every Wednesday through September 16th. And Nothing Less, The Untold Stories of Women's Fight for the Vote will explore generations of activists who fought for women's right to vote. Guests will include historian Dr. Martha S. Jones, journalist Elaine Weiss, and the great-granddaughter of civil rights icon Ida B. Wells. The Magic Sash is a historical fictional adventure series for tweens that will follow an 11-year-old girl and boy who go back in time to meet iconic heroes of the movement, including Susan B. Anthony, Frederick Douglass, and Harriet Tubman. Dawson said in a statement, the full history of the women's suffrage movement, the work of so many heroes who fought for and secured women's right to vote, resonates proudly. It is an honor to bring such a powerful story for our nation's history to audiences everywhere. Joan Baez will be receiving the Woody Guthrie Prize in 2020. The center tweeted Tuesday, we're proud to announce that Joan C. Baez is the recipient of the 2020 Woody Guthrie Prize, honoring her groundbreaking career and impact on humanitarian causes. The award will be presented to Baez during our segment of this year's virtual edition of At the Fox Pavilion on August 16th. Named for another folk music icon and activist, the Woody Guthrie Prize was established in 2014 and honored both artistic achievement and humanitarian work. Center Director Dina McLeod said in a press release, Baez, quote, has consistently been on the front lines in the fight for social justice, peace, and equality. Past recipients of the prize include John Mellencamp, Chris Christopherson, Mavis Staples, Pete Seeger, and Chuck D. Guthrie died in 1967 from complications from Huntington disease. Baez, 79-year-old New York native, was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017. She released her 25th studio album, Whistle Down the Wind, in 2018. The Rolling Stones shared on YouTube Wednesday the lyric video for a previously unreleased 1974 track called Scarlet. The song, which is available for sale on digital platforms, features Led Zeppelin guitars Jimmy Page and Blind Faith bassist Rich Gretsch. It will appear on the group's multi-format release of Goat's Head Soup 2020, which is set to go on sale on September 4th. Rolling Stones lead singer Mick Jagger said in a statement about Scarlet, I remember first jamming this with Jimmy and Keith in Ronnie's basement studio. It was a great session. Guitarist Keith Richards added, "My recollection is we walked in at the end of a Zeppelin session. They were just leaving, and we were booked in next, and I believe that Jimmy decided to stay. We weren't actually cutting it as a track. It was just basically for a demo, a demonstration, just to get the feel of it. But it came out well with the line up that, we used. We better use it." The Stones recently released the new song "Living in a Ghost Town," which was recorded before the coronavirus pandemic brought the music industry to a standstill. One Direction is gearing up for its 10th anniversary as a group. The boy band returned to social media Wednesday ahead of the anniversary, which is Thursday. One Direction posted a graphic on Twitter and on Instagram that read, 10 years of One Direction. The group captioned the post, "Tomorrow, you and me got a whole lot of history, hashtag 10 years of 1D. The post of One Direction's first social media post since it celebrated its 8th anniversary on Twitter in 2018. The new post fueled rumors of a One Direction reunion among fans. The group has been on an indefinite hiatus since 2015, with each member, Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, Niall Horan, and Liam Payne, pursuing solo careers since. News broke last week that One Direction will launch a new website in honor of their 10th anniversary. The site will feature video, art, and rarely seen content from throughout One Direction's time as a band. One Direction was formed during the X Factor UK Season 7 in 2010. The group released 5 albums, including the most recent Made in the AM, before starting their hiatus. Tomlinson released his solo album Walls in January and rescheduled his first world tour concert into 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic. Styles also rescheduled the North American leg of his Love Tour in 2021. Stone Temple Pilots will perform its album Core in its entirety during a live stream event next week. The rock band said Wednesday that it will perform Core, its 1992 debut album, during a pay-per-view concert July 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Nugs TV. Tickets to the digital event cost $9.99 each and are available to purchase now. The show will be available to watch on demand for 48 hours after its premiere. In addition, auto for 2 Stone Temple Pilots shows, August 3rd, 2011, at the Hampton Beach Ballroom in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, and June 13, 2019, at the O2 Forum, Kentish Town in London, will be available on Nugs. Jeff Gutt, the lead singer, said in a statement, "The show at O2 Forum was my first time being in London. SCP hadn't been there in quite a while, so I remember the crowd being especially electric. There's something about when the lights go out and everyone knows that the show is about to begin that really takes us all to a magical place together." Core was released in September 1992 and featured the singles Sex Type Thing, Plush, and Creep. The album featured late frontman Scott Weiland, who died in 2015. Plush won the 1994 Grammy Award for Best Hard Rock Performance. Gutt joined the Stone Temple Pilots in 2017. The band released Perdida, its 8th studio album, and its 2nd album with Gutt in February. And finally, the Brothers Osborne will release a new album in October. The country music duo said Wednesday that they will release Skeletons, their 3rd studio album, on October 9th. Brothers Osborne, consisting of brothers T.J. Osborne and John Osborne, shared cover art and a track list for Skeletons on Instagram. Skeleton features the single All Night and the songs Lighten Up, All the Good Ones Are, I'm Not Everyone, Skeletons, Back on the Bottle, High Note, Muskrat, Green, Dead Man's Curve, Make It a Good One, Hating Somebody, and Old Man Boots. Brothers Osborne released All Night in May and a lyric video for the song in June. Skeletons is Brother Osborne's first studio album since Port St. Joe, released in April 2018. The duo released a live album, Live at the Ryman, in October. The Brothers Osborne are nominated for Duo of the Year at the 2020 ACM Awards. The Country Music Awards show will take place September 16th in Nashville, Tennessee. And that is your entertainment report for Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO. on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or the iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.